Last time on Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater, Tarlock telepathically contacted his father to tell him about his engagement plan and prepared for the upcoming ceremony and sent out invitations for the event and enlisted his friends to help him. Archaon the Ever-Chosen battled a swamp monster, then fled to the Cranagus graveyard and visited his old nest, and managed to convince two Nosoi to follow him on his mission after conversing with his god Pharasma about the source of Circe's power. Then returned to Fo-Fo-Si-Fo-Sa to be nearer to her, and spent some of his recently acquired riches to make a few magic item purchases, and visited the small local Pharasman temple before accidentally walking into the local arena and stayed to watch a wizard battle. Then, while he waited around for some specialty items to arrive, he visited the local alchemist to prepare for an upcoming unavoidable encounter with Circe's mythic zombie bodyguard, Froderick. And now, Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater continues.
But you go check out your ring shop. What you need? Custom items.
Yo, what's up, Larry?
Hey, man.
How do you spell your name?
Larriey.
Alright, that's a cool way to spell it. I was thinking about getting a ring for myself here, and I was going to see if I could get some kind of spell resistance. I'm gonna fight wizards.
Alright, so for 9,000 gold, you can get a +3 spell resistance, which will give you a spell resistance of 15.
Okay, so
For
15. They have
for
to
4,000, you can get a 13 spell resistance.
13? Holy shit! I will tell you, for lowering the price, something about neutral, evil, plane, Abaddon.
Abaddon?
The way you got Abaddon.
Well, I'm just some wizard. What do I know? You seem to be the one with the information you're sharing with me.
I'll start with the horsemen, the rulers of the daemons. So you have your 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. And these guys are war, death, famine, and shit. I want to say pestilence, because they always mix them up. And yeah, because it's conquest in like some versions, but it's pestilence in others. They rule over the Abaddon, which is the source of the river Styx, which poisons the landscape. It's got rotten skies, and the citizens, the daemons, eat souls.
What are you, some sort of like tour guide? Like you've been like going on trips to this place since you was a kid? You got like a pamphlet? You just read some books? Where you get this information from, kid?
I stare into it, like literally look into it, and then drop people into it.
You seem like a dangerous guy. I don't want to mess with you.
Maybe lower the price.
I'm trying to make some money here.
Well,
you want to roll me an intimidation check? Because we got to do something for me to lower this price. I can't just give it to you. Intimidate this guy with your death threats.
Alright, it's a 16 plus 4, 20.
Alright, let's see if that affects this guy or not. Yeah, he doesn't want to be threatened to death. He'll give you a 20% discount.
Well, I gotta see what 20% of 9,000 is. Minus 1,800. Oh, I can afford this. Holy shit. Alright, so I'm gonna buy that ring of,
the 9,000 gold one?
Yeah, it's now 7,200.
That is the 15. Spell resistance 15.
Can I use some of the jewelry I got from my nest?
Yeah, let's see how much he's going to give you for it, though.
Yeah, sure.
How much do we think it might be worth?
900.
They'll give you 700 for it.
Deal. Okay, I have 50 gold left.
Alright, so that's good. You're traveling light. You got some new jewelry. Feeling good. Just, just buffing up.
Until they encounter me again, and they're like, where the fuck is our gold? And I go, I can go get you some more.
Alright, Ramses Tritherion in the Kelnaran Temple, the fortress his father built, has just relived in a very deep meditative state several years of his father's life, and has meditated through many of the events that occurred in the temple, able to ignore them because he's so good at meditating in his ogre body. But he comes to, blinks his ogre body eyes, realizes what he just saw, realizes what it all means to some degree, realizes he needs someone with an understanding of magic to help him understand how to use these crystals to their full potential.
Yeah, that's why I want to find Circe. I know Circe, so I will want to look for Circe. So I've just awoken
from your meditative state. Yep. You see a bloody red handprint on the crystal.
Alright, there's a handprint on the crystal?
There is a bloody red handprint on the crystal, yes.
Wonder whose blood that is.
I will, lick it. I guess I'm going to touch the crystal and explain
Alright, you touch the crystal, you feel the power of the crystal flowing through you. When you touch, are you touching it where the blood is?
No, I'm not gonna touch it where the blood is. I feel like that'd be like some blood magic.
That's nasty.
But yeah, you're touching the crystal, you feel yourself connected to your god Irori, to the power of your god. And you would know that from your father's memories that he built this temple, and to what god? To Gorm, a god of war. And he used this crystal as an armory, as a way to get weapons and armor and things like that from the gods. And that's how he made his troops the strongest in the land. That's where a lot of the original gun technology came from, was from this crystal. You too now have access to the armory through your god. So when you lay your hands upon the crystal, you feel yourself drawing out a physical object. It feels kind of sticky, so you're pulling out a sticky rod. You pull it out. It is a flail, a mace with 3 heads, 3 rounded, not spiked. There's 3 round heads on the top. It seems to be covered in a green slime, a greenish blue slime. This is the holy snail flail of Irori.
Snail flail.
Does 1d8 plus strength bludgeoning damage. Has a ×2 crit. It is sticky to the touch, but just like like tacky like glue. Has a 10-foot reach, so it has a pretty good reach for mace because it can stretch like mucus. So it has a 10-foot reach.
So weird.
So like it says, like the ends of it, the ball and chain part almost look like tentacles, but they're rounded metal at the end. But they seem green and slimy. As a swift action, 3 times a day you can make any 5-foot square within 30 feet either slippery or sticky. DC 14 will negate slipping, and the sticky just makes it difficult terrain for people to travel through. The slime will last 10 minutes, so if you spray a 5-foot square, which you can do 3 a day of, that'll last 10 minutes.
Does it spray out sticky stuff?
Yeah, it spurts out sticky stuff from the bottom end.
Is it
Did you
white?
shake it first?
I don't know, should we make that canon?
I think it'd be funny.
Yes.
Sure. Swift action, you have to shake it 3 times, and then sticky or slippery goo comes out the bottom. Yeah. No more, no less. But also, once a day, you can make it release a 60-foot long slime rope that can hold up to 1,000 pounds. So it comes out of the bottom of it also, so you can just attach it to something and slide down, or shoot it up at something like a grappling hook. 60 foot long.
Those naughty animes.
Yep, it can hold 1,000 pounds of weight. You can lower yourself 20 foot per round if you're using it to lower yourself. You go down 20 foot a round, so it takes 3 rounds to fully extend it if you're using it in that manner. The grappling hook also can only shoot out 20 feet, and then you have to pull up, so you can't shoot out the whole 60. Once the flail isn't connected, so you can detach the flail from the slime, and once you do that, the rope will decompose in 1d4 rounds. And others besides you can climb the rope with a DC 20 climb check. You can also use the mace heads, the flails, against a wall as suction, and they give you a +10 to climb if you use them in aid in climbing. It also has a defensive mode. It's a standard action to switch modes, and you have to switch into defensive mode by rubbing the tip, we'll say.
I bet you do.
Yep. Whenever you do this, the mace heads will retract into the handle, and it's just a stick. But your body becomes coated in magical slime. And during this time, you cannot move or attack. So when you're in defensive mode, you are not allowed to move or attack, but your body is coated in a magical slime that resists fire 10. And you get a +6 to your AC while the slime is activated. And while in this mode, there's a 80% that anyone that attacks you with magic, their magic will be warped in some way.
Wow.
So any spell that's directly targeted at you will be affected, and either be negated or shot back at them or changed in some way or warped. It's a great way to block magic attacks. It is insanely powerful. He's got it from the God Armory in the crystal, the Holy Temple of Gorham.
Yeah,
The guy who hands out weapons.
It's a messy weapon, though.
Yep, it is sticky. It is a messy weapon.
you should get into
Your hands are pretty much always now sticky, and also your hand will be turn a slight bluish color because you carry it. So the longer you carry it, the more your hand will slightly turn blue. It stains your skin. Until your hand,
so just one hand turns blue?
whichever hand he carries it in, yeah. Until it is a very dark blue, and then it stays that color. But the bluer your hand gets, the more resistant you are to the stickiness of the thing. So,
The more you blue yourself?
yeah, the more you blue yourself, the less tacky it is in your hands.
That didn't
really come out.
Yeah.
That's some talent right there.
connect too well, but...
So you received a new weapon, and you sort of have a new mission to find out how to use these crystals correctly. So you can do what your father did, but instead of starting a war, maybe stop one. Because Irori has revealed to you that because so many people have gained access to this crystal and so much crystal power has been let loose upon the world, that the world is once again in great danger, that things have been set into motion that may start another great war.
Sounds pretty heavy.
It is pretty heavy. It's up to you and your snail flail to stop it.
It sounds so cute though. Snail clown.
So if he encounters Cersei, do they have to roll a check to make sure the slime doesn't like automatically just like come out?
Not that good looking.
I don't know if Cersei's his type.
He's like, normally he doesn't do that.
If I remember correctly, I think Morrigan was more of his type.
I'm over Morgan. I'm whatever with our Rory now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Balls deep in my God.
Yep. That's how it is sometimes. You are fervently religious. You gotta get balls deep in your God, I guess. So what do you do now that you've received this weapon?
I guess I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna do a perception check to see if there's any clues around me. Somebody possibly left me a note or something, or anything that could be telling of where any of my friends are. Natural 20.
Yeah, it's very obvious they're not here.
First roll of the game.
And you know what? I will say that you do see signs of other people coming through this room, and you do get the sense that a lot of them are your friends. You still smell the scent of Jacques in the air. It's almost like he's still in the room with you.
So he's probably invisible height. I've seen him go invisible before. I know he has this little fucking ring of invisibility, but I don't think I have anything that I can detect. He's neutral, so that negates both of my detection spells. I can detect evil and I can detect good, but I can't find fucking
detect
neutral
Jack.
motherfucker just float in the ether like, maybe I'm good, maybe I'm bad, maybe I'm just me, trying to figure out the whole big world by myself.
All by myself.
You see the sign of, it looks like someone else came through here, at least two other individuals. You see markings of a struggle. The Minotaur's there, like huffing to himself.
Aw.
Well, I'll talk to the Minotaur then and ask him who's been through.
Alright, he'll describe several individuals. He will describe an invisible person he couldn't see snuck by him. He will describe Kit and Aristophanes. He will describe Viva leaving. I believe at this point in time, that's all that's come through while you were meditating.
My character doesn't really necessarily have a direction we go to. The last thing I had was...
Your perception was a 20, so on that 20 you'll also notice in your reflection in the crystal, something's written on your shirt.
Okay, well, can I do, like, a roll to see if I can read it? Because I know I'll reflect backwards.
Yeah, roll linguistics to read this handwriting backwards.
Only a 4.
So you have trouble reading it. It looks like it was written in really bad handwriting in blood. Looks like probably an orc wrote it on your shirt. Has that orcish flair to it. You can take off your shirt and look at it.
Can I take 20 and try and read it? I'm by myself.
Yeah, you can take a 20 and just take your time trying to read it. You start spelling it out letter by letter. I forget what it said, but I think it says, "Went to Foci, I love you."
Classic off. Can I do a knowledge? I guess it would be local, even though it's more of like a knowledge world.
Not here. That'd be geography from where you are now. If you were on that same continent, you'd be able to roll knowledge local to ask around. But currently, you're not in the local environment of Foci.
I forgot we had knowledge geography. I'll do knowledge geography. That's only going to be a 5.
Yeah, you know what continent it's on. You know it's on Linya. You're not sure where on Linya this place is. You've never been there. And while you're touching the crystal, you have full power over the crystal, full power of the island. You can spend mythic points to make wishes come true.
Whoa.
So whatever you want to do right now, you can pretty much do. Just remember, it's confined to the island from the power of this crystal.
I just want to try and rectify my father's destruction of the natural environment of the island and turn Kaladar back into the thriving jungle it once was.
How would you suggest doing that?
I don't know, really. I was going to try and do one of the wishes and try and have some repopulation and creating a fertile soil instead of the desert sands that are there currently.
Alright, so Rory's not really a god of weather, so it's not really the best channel for you because you're not a druid. Your god doesn't really affect the weather. But you are your god is about perfection, and so you can pray for a more perfect island and use 5 mythic points, and this island will become more perfect through your will.
Yeah, I'll use the 5 mythic points and I'll meditate using the crystal for like a day or two to see what the fuck happens.
You'll expend some good energy on the island. Things are going well on the island for the day you spent those 5 mythic points. The people on the island are treating you as you sense that you can see them. You can see in their daily lives. You see the things you affect. People are thinking about their decisions more like Aurorians. People are meditating to themselves and becoming more perfect versions of themselves. Working out like they promised they were going to. Eating right. For today, the day you spent 5 mythic points, everyone tips really well. Like 50% every time, because they really appreciate it. The island runs the way you would want it to, basically. The people behave the way you would like them to, at least for the most part. Yeah, so while you're meditating, you actually see the world through other people's eyes, and while they're reacting to things in their life, you actually get to give them input on how they should react. So, like, you're in their minds when something goes wrong, and you're like, no, think about it. No, and so people have become more like you, basically. Everyone on the island, every day that you do this is more like you, but only while you're doing it, and using the link from your father. And,
Dirty. Yeah. That's kind of weird.
yeah, it is kind of weird, but you are for these 3 days that you do this are affecting people's lives.
I mean, seeing that there's nothing really left to be done on the island, I mean, I could remain there and just be in the temple forever and end up like a mummy like my father.
See, and you don't want that. You saw that happen to him, and that's not a fate that you want. So you definitely want to leave this place. You already feel like you spent a whole lifetime here.
I'm going to try to go to a port city, and with my no money having ass, I'm going to try and scrounge up a bounty or something.
Alright, so you're going to leave the temple?
Yeah, I really don't have any other option. I mean, I could just sit there for eternity, but I don't really have food or anything.
Yeah, you gotta leave sooner or later. So you pick up your weapon and you go. You head back through the labyrinth, which the Minotaur makes easy for you to leave. You head back through all the puzzle rooms. Out the front entrance, roll me a perception check.
So 21.
Alright, you see a half man, half bull, except the bottom half is bull and the top half is man. And he has wings.
Minotaur!
The Minotaur, yeah. Waiting for you outside the temple. Like staring straight at you. Looks like he was waiting for you to walk out.
I'll say
Just
Calnara to him, I'll say, what's up? What's the haps, Cap?
His lips don't move, but in your mind you hear, "You were one of the good ones."
And I say by my word.
It says, "You look too much like your father," in your head. You don't see his lips move. Once again, you just hear these words in your head.
Well, I am my father's son.
So that's what worries me.
I can be different. Just because I'm my father's son doesn't mean I'm my father.
Just be careful who you hang out with.
I will.
It says, "Do you need a ride?"
Where are you going?
He says, "I can take you to the edge of the sandbox, and then I must return here to protect the temple."
Yeah, sure, that's cool. I can do that. That'd
All right.
be awesome.
You mount the Minotaur.
Ah!
Yeah, with your
Yeah.
sticky
There's the
snail
other
flail.
Yeah, with your sticky snail flail. And he flies over the desert. You see the sandworm below, kind of trailing you guys in the sand, like following you towards the wall. But you reach the edge of the wall, and he drops you off on top of it, and swoops back around towards the mountain. By the way, the temple's on top of a mountain now.
Oh yeah, I remember their Brian's off.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you're now on top of the wall, facing south. You're sort of in the middle of the southern part of the wall. You can go anywhere you want from here, but you've now traversed the part of the desert that had the sandworm in it, with help from the mysterious Minotaur.
Does he have a map?
I don't know, does Ramses have a map? I don't think Ramses had very much in his new body.
Well, he would know
Yeah,
stuff, though,
he's
right?
not have a lot with his new body. He doesn't have any armor or anything.
Yeah, he might know things with a knowledge roll. Yes.
Yeah. I'll do a knowledge history. Because I feel like that'll give me the best ability to kind of remember what's on Calnor since I was from there. That's going to be a 17.
Yeah, you are from there. You just relived your father's memories. You know that probably from this point in the desert, you see a toppled over giant cactus on the other side of the wall from you, which is a landmark you're somewhat familiar with. You know, one of the ones they talked about a lot as a kid. If you get lost in the desert, look for the giant cactus in this shape.
And now it's on the ground.
It's a strange shaped cactus. Yeah, now it's on the ground. But you know from here that Tel Oryx is southwest of here, and that's the only city with a port.
I'll head to Torrent.
Alright, you head through the desert, through the infinite sands, towards Tel Oryx. Let's see how well that goes, since you're not writing anything this time.
Oh, well, I'll just summon a, no, I don't have summoning power, that's working. Never mind.
Alright, so you encounter 6 desert giants as you come over a dune.
guys.
You see them, there's six sand giants, 6 desert giants just standing there, staring at you. Either do something or roll for initiative. They're all wearing very loose robes. They're kind of lanky giants, still large though. They're mostly carrying scimitars or large quarterstaffs. And their weapons seem to be as tall as humans, so as tall as you are currently. There are 6 of them. A band of them. A band of...
I have it. I don't have any AC. Like, I have an 11 AC.
Yeah, you seem to have wandered into their camps. You see tents. Like I said, you see these 6 giants. There might be more in the tents, you don't know. But each one's about 15 foot tall, about 2,000 pounds each. They're big. They're hard to miss now that you're this close. Even with a 12, you see them.
They're fucking sand giants.
What's up, dudes?
You always turn tail and run.
I do it all the time.
No shame.
I mean, I wish I could. Ramsey, like, if I could sneak away, yeah, but if there's a battle that presents itself as a paladin...
Well, they haven't started fighting you yet, but I think the sense. Do me a sense motive.
Do that thing where you like walk slowly backwards, like.
22.
22 sense motive. That's good enough to think. You sense that maybe they seem to think you stumbled into their territory, like you wandered into their campsite. That seems to be what they are taking offense to. You can sense that right away, like that it's a custom. You just wandered onto their territory, so you've made a faux pas.
Right into the kitchen.
Yeah.
I will try to turn around, yes.
All right, I'll roll a percentage chance to see if they let you leave. Then, if you're just gonna walk away. I rolled a 4, so they are gonna let you just turn around and walk away. Which direction do you walk?
I walk, what direction was I heading in to begin with?
You were heading southwest.
And then I just head south, I guess.
All right, so you try to head south past them.
Yeah.
All right, so there's a lot of sandstorms. Just rough conditions. You can't see very well. It's kind of grating on your skin. It's uncomfortable.
Exfoliated, though.
Yeah, it's slowing you down, so you're not traveling as fast as you could. So the weather's really rough through this part of the desert. You travel for 16 hours in sandstorms. You can sort of see something in the distance. Roll me a perception check.
15.
All right, so you sort of see a log wall and some tiny mountains in the distance through the sandstorm.
I mean, if I'm in a sandstorm, I would naturally try to seek shelter.
So you're just gonna walk towards the logs.
Yeah.
All right, you walk towards the logs.
Kalnar is a lawful place, so I'm going to go towards the wall of logs and try and seek shelter.
All right, so you reach the front entrance of what this log wall seems to be protecting, and there's a sign written in Kelnarin.
I speak Kalnarin.
You do. So you want to roll a perception check to read it?
That is going to be a 17.
Yeah, Fort Zebu is what you can make out.
I'm going to try and do a knowledge history to see if I can remember anything about Fort Zebu.
All right.
And I will not, because I got a 4.
You will not, but the name will sound somewhat familiar. Maybe through your recent memories of your father's stuff, but you do have trouble placing it. Like, you know, for some reason...
Knowledge to know what Zebu means.
You can roll me a linguistics.
19.
Yeah, so you know that was a primitive word, one of the jungle words, something your mother would say. It means big surprise.
Oh, great. How bad is the sandstorm right now?
I mean, not horrible, but uncomfortable, unpleasant. You can't see. You can't move as quickly as you would like to. You take a -2 to almost any skill or attack or anything. You're in rough terrain, but because of it, so it's unpleasant.
I'm going to try to go past the fort and back on my trajectory to the southwest city of Dolores.
All right, so which direction do you head from the fort?
I'll try and redirect towards the west.
All right, you start heading west, away from Fort Zebu. The sandstorms seem to lighten up. It gets kind of nicer. You're kind of caught in like a wind wall between two of the larger jungle forests on the edge of the Kelnarin coast. You make it up to the second forest. Do you enter into the forest?
I'll go around the fort.
All right, you go around the forest. There is a stampede of some sort of herd animal. It looks sort of like oxen, but strange.
Oh, it's died.
Roll for initiative. So yeah, stampedes.
Literally, Ramsey's died from a fucking stampede last time. Not even a joke. This is before recording games happened. Ramsey said a stampede of Brontosaurus. And then 3 T-Rex came on the other side and ripped Ramsey's into multiple pieces.
I remember that. Saved,
I saved little monkey dude.
yeah, you kicked the monkey dude and you got ripped apart.
Yep.
It's tragic.
I got a 20, not natural.
All right, so you'll get to do whatever you want before this herd comes to you. But they're coming in your direction. You have probably 3 rounds before they can actually trample you. But there is a herd of them. All right, how do you get the fuck out of the way?
I will use a time check with my new Jizz tentacle weapon. I'm up one of the trees on the edge of the forest to ride out the stampede.
All right, so about 100 of these things come charging to where you use your tentacles. You just go ahead and shoot a 20-foot grappling hook, or are you just using the suction cup part?
Okay, let's go with grappling hook. Why not?
All right, so you push the button, use one of your one-time-a-day rope activations, shoot your rope 20 feet up in a tree, and slurp yourself up in 1 round. You're now dangling up in the tree on your mucus rope. The herd will come right underneath you and brush right by your feet. Now you're just hanging in a tree with your mucus rope.
I'll chill there and ride that herd out.
Yeah, the herd has passed you. About 3 minutes. Takes about 3 minutes, and all 100 of the herd pass you.
Human.
Yeah, they were herding.
They're herding like a motherfucker.
Yeah, they were stampeding.
I'll attach the rope thing or whatever.
All right.
And go down to the ground.
You release your grip from the rope, which the rope still dangles there, but it breaks off from the end of your weapon. So the rope still hangs there for 2 rounds. So for 12 seconds, the rope still just dangles there. But you have your weapon back. You're on the ground.
I'm going to continue to walk around the forest going towards Teloric.
All right, you head past Balnot, which is ranch town. You see the barbed wire fences surrounding most of it. Looks like a place you probably just want to avoid because it's surrounded by security wire. So you head towards Teloric. You reach the outer gate, I believe. Let me roll, make sure nothing else happens on your way there. Wait, one more. No, I mean the sandstorms kind of kick back up, but you've been traveling through the sandstorms a lot of this time, so you're like, whatever. So you're standing outside of the gate in heavy winds and sand. There are 2 guards there explaining to you that there is a 200 gold tax to enter the city.
I don't have 200 gold. Classic Joey over there just whispering, kill them. No,
It's fine, just murder them.
if only I had Juwan with me, I could gust and win them the fuck out the way. And then make my way through.
No, you just have to pay a lot more because these jerks are racist fools and they charge more money for people that are Kitsune, even though I have done nothing wrong in this place. Anyway.
I barter kind of deal with them, and I will give them half Naga scale. I can offer them in exchange
All right.
for interest.
How many Naga scales do you have?
I just have a written AC item of Naga scale, enough Naga scales I
To
can
make
provide.
armor? Alright, so you don't have Naga scale armor, but you have enough Naga scales to make armor. To be honest, that's probably worth 200 gold. So if you want to trade one of these guys for that, roll me a diplomacy check with it, but it'll probably go through. You roll higher than a 14.
That's going to be a 15.
Yeah, that's just high enough to convince some guy to buy this off of you. He'll buy it for 200 gold, and you'll have to give him the 200 gold. See, it's a very law-abiding town. So he's not accepting a bribe of this stuff. He's buying it from you, and then you're using the money he's given you to buy this hide, so he can make new armor for himself.
You guys give each other receipts. and
Yeah,
stuff.
he does hand you a written receipt for the armor, so you can put it on your taxes this year. And
You better.
since they have a tax festival coming up, make sure you deduct that for tax festival.
Is it close to tax festival?
Oh yeah, it's only a few months away.
Yeah, I remember last time they taxed the shit out of me, so I should be getting a refund this time
Yeah.
around, right?
Yep, that's how it goes. Come back in a couple months, see if your refund's ready. You're in the city now. You're in Telorix.
Well, seems how I only have, can't tell if that's a 5 or a 6, so I'm going to just say 35 gold pieces. I am.
You can say 36, man.
Oh,
I'll
nice.
draw that line through there. 36.
Make it official.
So 36 gold pieces. I will try my hand at looking around the town for local jobs. I'm going to go into a library and I'm going to be that guy looking at the classified ads while someone sleeps in the aisle next to me.
So, yeah, you'll see lots of flyers up for sand marshals. But I was looking for a few good men to lay down the law on Kelnar, make it a more good and lawful place. So there's lots of flyers for that.
Good and lawful or just lawful?
I mean, it's mostly just says lawful, but you can be the good part. If you're the lawman, you can decide what kind of law it is. You know what I mean? There are also a couple of jobs for like either herding or delivering or like guarding stagecoaches. There's all kinds of other little jobs like that, but mostly sand marshals. Sand marshals guarding carriages that are making deliveries or working with herd animals.
I'd basically be an armored truck delivery guy.
Yeah, if you want to guard a stagecoach.
I've seen heat. I don't want to go out that way. I know what happens. They line them up and shoot them in the head. I've seen it.
I mean, you wouldn't know the sands here are full of outlaws. I don't know if you've ever encountered any outlaws here before, but I'm sure you've heard rumors. When you grew up here, you know the rumors of there being just bandits out in the desert waiting to loot people. So.
I mean, fuck it. I mean, there's really
Because there's no law in the desert.
They're like, there's no, creature bounties or anything like that, right?
Not here in Telorix, no. There are a lot of bounties for criminals, but you'd have to get a license to bounty hunt to go after them. So there's like jobs either joining, becoming a marshal or a sheriff, doing bounty hunting, guarding stagecoaches, or working with herd animals. But like I said, to do the bounty hunting, you have to become a registered bounty hunter with the state,
That
with the
sounds
city.
like official channels and stuff I'd have to go through. I'm
Yeah.
going to go more elect with the Blackwater scenario and be a ride-along hired gun where I can do what the fuck I want, really.
All right, so you want to offer your services to guard a stagecoach for some money?
Have that be your code name.
Sure, Blackwater.
Blackwater, all right. You contact one of the people on one of these flyers about guarding a stagecoach. They're going to offer you 900 gold to ride atop a carriage with their driver and protect what's inside. The carriage is going to Thalbaron, though. And Thalbaron, you would know, is your childhood home.
Aw.
So actually, you get to visit your old childhood home and guard this carriage.
Kind of a mixed thing. My mom was raped and killed.
Yeah, you don't have a whole lot of good memories there, for sure. You left there as soon as you could. You also know you would also know, being from that area, that this is going to be a rough carriage ride, because not only do you have to go through the desert, which is tough on a carriage, you also have to go over some mountains and through some jungle. So it's 3 very difficult terrains for carriage travel. So you hope that the driver is a very good one, and you hope that the horses are sturdy. And you hope this carriage is well built, because all kinds of things can go wrong.
I'm going to ask if they have any crossbow or bow and arrows that I can have range attack while I'm on the carriage.
For 36 gold, they will sell you a used crossbow with 10 bolts.
Bullshit.
How used?
It's got someone else's name etched into the side with a knife. It looks kind of worn out, not in need of mending yet, but looks like it's on the verge of breaking. It says Jimmy on the side.
Me by myself doing the one security job.
It says for this carriage, yeah. He wants one security guard.
How many days travel is it?
Probably 3-4 days, max a week, depending on how fast you travel.
How
3 or
many
4 days at
rolls
top
does that-
speed, 7 days if you're playing it safe.
How many rolls does that equate to on you?
Every day is a roll with me to see if good or bad happens, or if the weather's bad, or if there's an accident, or if there's an attack.
Yeah, you want to.
So do you want to try to rush it and do it in 3 or 4 days would increase the percentage of bad things happening? Or do you want to do it the slow way and give me 3 or 4 extra rolls but have a lower percentage chance of something bad happening?
Does that even out?
We're trying to incorporate Oregon Trail into this game, Brian. I will let that baby die. Make a new one later on.
Do you buy flour before you leave? How much flour do you buy?
Baby is just dead weight at that point in the trail.
Rations are provided for this mission, though. You and the driver are each afforded a week's worth of rations, no matter how many days it takes you. If you rush, you get to keep extra rations. And you get 900 gold no matter how many days it takes you, so...
Can I get a shield for 36 gold to at least give me a +2 AC bonus? For
A shield instead of a crossbow?
Yes.
I'll tell you what, he'll throw in the shield if you'll give up 3 days rations.
Motherfucker.
This guy's a jerk.
He's paying you 900 gold to deliver one thing.
I mean, I'm not going to give up my 3 days rations, so yeah, let's just roll with it. Let's roll it!
You roll it.
So are you taking the crossbow?
You roll in the desert. Now are you doing the rush mode or the slow mode?
Fucking let's do rush mode.
Rush mode. Alright.
I'm nervous. You should pray the whole time. You like on Kelnar, which is like your jam. You should be like praying and like rubbing on your fake crystal in front of you or something.
You should rub on your snail flail.
Yeah, just rub your flail. Not 3 times though, because I think that's when you get a rope.
Remember, no more than 3 times.
Exactly.
Alright, so we got 4 days. On day 1, your cart wheel sinks in the sand.
Lame.
How do you overcome this obstacle?
Could be worse. Could be a dragon.
How do you get it out of the sand pit that it is sunk into?
Just
The
fucking
cart's
kick
kind of
it out.
lopsided. The driver's like, I need help getting this thing out. Can you get back there and push or something? Give me help getting out of this hole.
I'll have bull strength for myself.
Alright.
Gives me +4 strength bonus. So yeah, I'll try and push it.
Alright, push it.
You should like scream while you're doing it.
Oh! The natural one! Damn.
Alright, so no wonder the wheel was sinking into the sand. You stepped out into quicksand.
Oh, what the fuck?
So now I need you to make a reflex save or you begin sinking.
Okay, I saw how to get out of this in Bear Grylls.
Alright, I like it.
5 years ago. I'm going to take my tail flail and I'm going to position myself evenly in the quicksand and use the flail to pull myself out, because it's going to be kind of like a counterweight, as I use that to pull
Alright,
out.
so you're like, are you shooting the thing at the cart and pulling yourself in?
Shoot the thing, too. Shoot the thing. Shoot it.
Alright, you shoot the rope at the cart and press the button and it retracts and pulls you out of the quicksand.
Yeah, do it.
You're out of the quicksand now, you're behind the cart. The cart's still stuck in the sand, and you're kind of dangling on the back of the cart.
You're
Well,
sliding.
that was awesome. That's a good jizz flail
Yeah.
right there.
So since you know there's quicksand behind the cart, I'll even let you say you can edge your way along the side and hop back off on a steady sand. But you know this back wheel in this area behind the cart is quicksand, so pushing it behind will not work. There are already horses in the front trying to pull it out, but they're not having much success.
I'm going to attach the rope, jizz rope thing.
The one you just made, because you only make one a day, but that one's going to last for 4 rounds. So it's 24 seconds that you'll have a mucus rope you can use.
Well, I haven't attached it yet. I still have it attached.
Oh, so your weapon is still attached to the mucus. Okay, as long as you haven't pinched off the end, you're still fine.
I haven't pinched off the end yet. So it goes for 60.
It does. You can pull it. You can now because you use it to retract yourself in. But every rope used is 60 foot. So as long as you're still holding down the button on it, you can pull it back out 60 feet. It'll be 60 foot long, still attached to the back of the buggy though.
Yeah, so I could get about, 10 or 15 feet in front of the buggy?
Yeah.
With it?
Well, you can get more than that. It's a 60 foot rope.
Yeah.
This thing's with the horses on front, max 20. So you can probably get 40 feet in front of the buggy if you needed to.
Yeah, I'll do that, and I'll use the rope with my full strength because it has the weight capacity of 1,000 pounds, and I will try to help push or pull with the horses because I still have full strength activated because it's 1 minute of level, and I'm level 9, so I would assume it would still be in the 9-minute range, and I will try to roll the strength roll again. God damn it, James Brown upstairs. Don't you fail me. Okay, that's going to be 14 plus 6.
Alright, so with that, you are sort of able to dislodge the tire. You sort of jerk the cart a little to the side. Roll a percentage chance to see if you're free. It's back up in the sand now. The horses are able to get traction and pull it forward as you collapse down into the sand. Not quicksand though, just normal sand. You just fall over when the cart starts moving forward.
Alright, so can we advance?
Yeah, you hop back up on top of the cart, you keep traveling. Day 2, another hazard.
Oh.
This time, it's not an attack though, it's just a hazard. You guys are nearing the mountains. You're just having trouble getting over this difficult terrain going up the mountain. The horses are tired. The wheels keep getting stuck in the rocks. It just takes a lot longer than you thought to reach the apex of these small mountains with this cargo, which you hear jostling around inside. One of the wheels is damaged on the trip.
Okay.
So they're like wooden wheels. There's a crack in one.
Does the driver know how to repair the wheel?
I mean, he's the horse driver. Let's find out. He knows how to repair the wheel, but he says he doesn't have the tools with him to do this kind of repair. There's a spare wagon wheel underneath the wagon, but he would need help changing it. Because, someone's got to hold the wagon up while he changes the tire. So you want to do a strength check to hold the wagon up?
Yeah, I can do that. Because it's a new day, so I'll just do the full strength.
It's a new day. We can say you rested on the carriage ride last night. The driver on alert to wake you if anything happened.
Yeah, I'll do the full
Or you guys probably stop and rest so the driver can rest too.
Yeah, and it helped kind of like a jack almost. How close to a mountain wall are we?
When you guys are up in the mountains, but there's no flat mountain wall surfaces here. You're just kind of in rubbly terrain. The peaks here are very very frequent. This is very bumpy. They're not even very tall mountains. They're just very bumpy, almost like very tall hills that are just really rocky, really bumpy.
Yeah, I'll just use my strength and help hold up the.
Alright, roll it. Roll me a strength check.
If I need to, I will surge with a mythic surge if roll is not good. Ooh, God. Let me get these D6s out.
Sounds like a surge is necessary.
At an 8 right now.
Ooh.
So,
It'll take more than an 8 to hold up this whole cart full of precious cargo.
You think it's a girl?
I'm going to try 3 surges on it right now. So I'm at 17 right now. Surge again.
Oh, that's enough to say that you can hold it up with that. You're going to be struggling, though. You're going to be like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. You're going to be rushing this guy. It's a strain on you, and you're going to be exhausted afterwards. So after this, you're going to need a rest again before you can really do anything.
You just sleep on top of the wagon.
Yeah. You're going to get a nap afterwards, but he is able to change the tires. He leaves the old one behind in the sand, laying there, and you guys travel on.
Maybe you get a nap.
Alright, on the other side of the mountains, as you guys are just entering the jungle, you are set upon by 4 bandits.
Hello.
Alright.
2 of them seem to be carrying guns of some sort, pistols. The other 2 seem to have bows and arrows and sticks.
What's my gin shield like against guns? Does it like absorb bullets or what?
It does give you, I say, a +6 to your AC, or to move that notebook. It does improve your AC in defensive mode. So as a standard, you can put it in shield mode, and you get a +6 to AC while it's activated.
It's not like ballistics jelly where the bullet's just going to stop midway through.
Nope, but it does give you +6 to AC, so it's kind of like that happens, yes. That could be the reason why your AC is bumped up, is because they have to go through the slime before they hit you. So it is slowed down by the slime.
Alright, first, I mean, I know they're probably not fucking evil, they're just bandits. They're just misunderstood people trying to make a living.
Yeah, just trying to make a buck, stealing whatever it is you got.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys there's 2 in front of you, 2 behind. The 2 in front seem to have the pistols, and the 2 behind seem to have the bows and arrows and sticks. The 2 behind came down from the mountains. They probably gave a signal you were approaching. They tracked you guys from behind. And sort of, you've been funneled down into this area where there's kind of a path through the forest. So you guys are trying to take the road through the forest. And these 2 guys with guns were like posted up on the other side of trees, right along the side of this path.
So there's 2 guys with guns and trees.
No, the guys with bows and arrows are behind you coming down from the mountain, so they're the ones with kind of a height advantage. The guys with guns are actually just on the ground in front of you. They were hiding behind trees and came out in front of them. They are on the ground, but they're in front of your buggy. And they kind of like halted your horses. The horses like went up. Yeah. And the driver's got his hands up. The buggy is stopped. This is what you were hired to do. If you do the jizz rope at a person, they get a DC 14 reflex save to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Same as the reflex save for the goo you could spray on the ground.
Ew.
I guess first I'm going to cast Eagle Splendor and plus for Charisma. Since there's 4 of them, I'm probably going to have to talk to them since they have a ranged weapon attack. It's just me and the fucking old man. I'm assuming he's an old man.
He's not that old, but he seems to be like a professional driver. He was not carrying any sort of weapon really, other than like a dagger on his belt. He doesn't look like he much help. He's wearing sort of like very fancy clothes. Like he's the oppositely dressed as you. You're like wearing a t-shirt with blood on it, and suspenders, and torn jeans, and shitty old shoes, carrying a mucus weapon. And he was kind of dressed kind of nice, but doesn't look like he's all that useful in battle, at least to your eyes.
So how long, I guess, in front of the car?
Okay, you get off the cart, you step down in front of the horses, and the 2 guys are holding their guns up at you, and they say, "Don't move 1 step further. We'll shoot."
So what's the problem here, guys?
Leave the cart. You guys can take the horses and go. And the 2 guys from behind are coming up closer now, down from the mountains. In 2 rounds, they'll be on even plane with you. Right now, they're still slightly above you, coming downhill.
I'd say we're just trying to get medical supplies across the South One. You know, we're not trying to transport anything.
All right.
Middle Mountain.
Bluff check.
So, what can I do? Diplomacy roll?
No, because you're bluffing.
Oh, motherfucker, Brian.
If you weren't bluffing, if you're not bluffing, then yes, you can roll a diplomacy roll, but you're not. You don't know that you're carrying medical supplies. You don't know what you're carrying, so it's a bluff.
I still get a +7. Yeah, that's going to be a 16 plus 7.
So yeah, that's a good bluff. Let's see if they believe that. I'll roll a sense motive and see. They believe that. They're gonna say, well then just give us a few of the potions, I guess. That's we got to get something out of this deal. Just give us a couple cure potions, and we'll let you be on your way.
I'll tell them I'm a paladin and I can do better than a potion and do a lay on hands, which will...
Whoa! I don't want you touching me, man. Weirdo. Look, if I can't drink it, I don't want it.
Amen.
Either you get us 4 potions out of that cart, or we'll just take all the potions and keep what we want. We'll deliver the supplies ourselves. We'll be heroes.
Well, I mean, they're going to know you robbed us because they are...
Not if you're dead. And he points the gun at you.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to do a Spider-Man jizz rope at their guns.
Roll for initiative.
I don't really have...
I got a 14. I rolled a group initiative for them.
I got a natural 19.
So yeah, you get to go first. So jizz a gun.
I'm going to jizz the gun.
Alright, I get a reflex save. I rolled a 4, and my reflex is not high enough, so you will actually get the goo on it. I need you to roll for your turn to make this happen. Roll me versus his CMD to snatch the gun away. Yeah, roll plus your CMB with your rope weapon to snatch this gun and to disarm him with it. It's kind of a bonus action I'm allowing you to have because it's too cool.
And I got a 20 not natural.
So you just have now yanked this gun out of this guy's hand. It's now flying back towards you. That's your turn. I think the second guy's going to panic when he sees that happen and try to fire at you. I'm only going to roll a 9 plus 3, so that's 12 versus your touch AC. So that's a hit, so it will do 6 damage as a bullet pierces your flesh. Let's find out where with my new dice. In your right foot. He shoots you in the right foot.
What the fuck is this, Goodfellas?
He's not a very good shot. Apparently, he's not a very good shot. He like panicked whenever your goo went out and snatched that guy's gun, and he panicked and just shot, and a bullet hit you in the foot, which will affect your move speed by 5 foot until you heal up the HP from the damage. The two guys from behind are still coming up. Like I said, it'll take them 2 turns to get here, so they're just moving 30 foot closer. They may start firing arrows at you, but it'll make it harder to hit. One arrow does land like right behind you. Like you hear it whizzing down, and it lands like right behind you. The other one flies over your head and hits a tree in front of you. So you know those guys are closing on you as well. Then it's back to your turn. The driver ducks down behind the seat of the carriage and pops it up like he's using it as a shield.
As a swift action, I'm going to cast Protection from Chaos. Well, no, because they're not chaotic, I don't think. Might be, but I can't. Yeah, fuck it. I am going to charge, going to rush at the guy with the gun with my Temple Longsword. Try and add plus my CMB on my attack roll to trip him.
Alright, so roll the attack first, and if successful, your sword can trip, yeah. So you have the flail in one hand, the long sword in the other hand. Big ogre man.
Yeah, I'll put my flail back and pull out my longsword.
Alright, so you put one away, pull the other out, tucked into your strap.
The flail can't strip, it just bludgeons, but it does have a 10 feet reach. How far away are they?
They're 10 feet, but you can either move up to them or hit them from here with your flail.
Yeah, I'll just charge at him with the longsword. I would like to try and trip him. And I have the split BAB, so I get the 2 attacks.
Yep, so swing it twice. It means the trip you get to roll twice too, if it doesn't work the first time. As long as your attacks are both successful.
It's going to be an 18 plus 13.
That's a hit.
10 plus 8.
That's still enough to hit. Just barely, but enough.
Oh, well, it's actually 10 plus 9. I forget the 10
Well, then that's a little more than barely enough to hit. So
Yeah.
do your damage twice, and then roll the 2 CMBs. Because, like I said, you might do enough damage that the trip doesn't even matter. If you do enough damage, I'll just say that you auto-trip them if they die.
So that's 7, 9,
Alright, that guy's unconscious. So he's on the ground, whether or not you tripped him.
Chop his legs off.
Yeah, you chopped him really good. Whatever you did, he's bleeding enough to pass out. He is no longer conscious. So you have one unarmed guy, you have one guy like this passed out on top of his gun, bleeding. You have 2 guys charging down the mountain from behind.
Alright,
Who now?
Grab the
Can I
gun.
do a swift action if it's
One's coming from behind?
no gun?
Yeah, you can intimidate.
Tell him to back the fuck up. That's going to be a 13 plus 7.
Alright, that's pretty intimidating. Let's see how that goes for you really quick. Ooh, one of them starts to like lower his bow, but the other one doesn't. He goes to fire. It's a natural 20 versus you, so you're going to take 12 damage. But at the moment when the arrow hits you, the guy from the buggy that was hiding down behind the bench stands up and is holding a shotgun, which is now pointed back at the guy with the bow and arrow. And he'll roll an intimidation check. But this guy does not seem to be intimidated, and is like, just shoot me then. And so he's gonna. He lets off a warning shot because he misses, and it goes right by the guy's head. So it's just really loud in the guy's ear. But the guy doesn't flinch. But the other one guy has dropped his bow. He's got his hands up now, but the other guy's not flinching. Still got his arrow pointed, and it's your turn.
How far away are the guys with the bow?
About 15 feet from where you are, maybe 20. They're like right behind the cart.
Dude is on the ground with a shotgun, or is he on top of the car?
He's on top of the cart with a shotgun. While you guys, the bench you guys were sitting on, inside of it was apparently a hidden weapon. It had been a weapons compartment where he had hidden his gun.
Well, I'm going to try to creep around the side while they're kind of preoccupied with the dude with the massive shotgun on the...
You know what? Make it a ×3 crit because there's 3 heads on it. I like that idea. You're going to creep around?
Yeah, I'm going to try and creep around to within 10 feet.
So roll me a stealth check to creep around. I rolled a 2 plus 10, so I have a 12 perception. If you stealth higher than 12, you'll be able to sneak up and do this before they notice.
Yes, I have a 12 on the head. I will search that so that I can...
Alright.
And I got 2.
Alright, so you beat it just enough to be able to sneak around the side of the carriage. while the guy with the bow and arrow is distracted. He's now pointing up at the guy with the gun that just fired at him.
I'm
You
gonna
have...
swing my flail at
Alright,
him.
roll it. I'll consider him flat-footed, so he'll have a lower
Alright.
AC because you're catching him by surprise.
It's gonna be a 27.
That is a hit. So you swing your flail, and it stretches out like those things you get out of the bubblegum machine when you were a kid that like have hands on the end, and you throw them against the window. And it stretches out the 10 feet and smacks this guy with your 3 balls. How much damage do your 3 balls do to this guy?
Right in his face.
Your 3 sticky balls.
I'm gonna roll my second attack and see if I hit that. Then roll
Alright, yeah.
damage.
See if your 3 sticky balls hit him twice.
That's only gonna be
Most
an
of you.
11 on the second attack.
Alright, so the second one is a miss.
That's going to be a 10 damage.
10 damage, alright, so he takes 10 damage.
And that's all I can really do.
Alright.
My flail ready.
He fires at the guy driving the cart, does 7 damage to him, as an arrow is lodged in his left foot.
I've got
Yeah, these are big foot shooting gang.
You're like, dance, partner.
Exactly. What is this?
So yeah, the arrow just arcs up at the right angle and just like lands in his foot. It's his turn, so he's gonna fire at this guy again. But apparently he's at a bad angle, because he rolled a 6, and even versus touch AC, it's only a 9, so it's not high enough. He misses again with a shotgun, just lets off another blast right above the guy's head. So probably because the guy's like right behind the cart and he has a hard time seeing him. That's back up to you, Ramses.
I'm just gonna continue methodically swinging at these motherfuckers. So I'm going to. So that is a natural 19, but the critical for the flail is a 20, right?
Yep.
Okay. So that's 19 plus 13.
So it's a hit for
that's
sure.
a hit.
Yep.
Right, and the second attack roll, another 19 plus 8.
Hit.
Yep.
So you're definitely gonna knock this guy unconscious. Go ahead and roll your damage. Not how unconscious he is, but he's definitely gonna be unconscious.
12 damage.
All right. So the two guys at back, the 2 bow and arrow guys are one has dropped his weapon and surrendered. One is unconscious. You've saved the cart from attack.
I'm going to tell them to get their friends to get the hell out of here.
All right. You get 1,200 experience points. They pick up their shit and run.
What? You don't get to steal anything from him?
I mean, he could have, but he's a paladin, so it's not like him to like
Yeah.
loot these kids. Yeah.
That's true. You were marauders.
He punished them. That was enough. He taught them a lesson about life. Now they're covered in booger juice. They got
Was it
slimed.
boogers?
Well, it's like mucus. It's like slimy and goo on this flail. It does leave a residual trail for a number of. Just like it takes 1d4 rounds for it to your rope to vanish. Same thing whenever you hit someone, it leaves like a slime on wherever you hit them. It takes 1d4 rounds to vanish. They'll have goo on their shirt when they walk away. So you continue on once these guys have fled. Then the weather's really nice travel through the jungle actually. It's beautiful. It's the jungles of your childhood. You remember playing in these jungles. So you see a lot of familiar wild animals, beautiful birds, giant
Like waving at
giant
squirrels.
insects. Yeah, like Steve the squirrel.
Yeah.
Very beautiful and picturesque and just like your childhood. So you're actually enjoying this part of the ride after thwarting those bandits. You feel really good about it. Outside of the city of Thalbaron, you have another encounter though. Then you're in the city after this.
Can I do a rest heal check? Or
You will have rested over this period of time. It's the next day. So after that bandito problem, you would have rested that night.
I'm going to cast lay hands on myself, so I'm going to touch myself.
Alright, you can do that. Just don't let the other guy see you. Roll a perception check as you guys are reaching the edge of the forest.
I got a 5 on my perception.
Alright, so you guys are leaving the forest, coming back out into the stretch of desert that's in between the forest and the city of Thalbaron. It's like a very dry area between the little town and this jungle. You encounter the one animal that seems to be in this area a lot. You remember it from your childhood to always watch out for them. They're in what is known as lamias. You're already familiar, even with a low knowledge of nature roll, I'd give you a lot of information. Perception check, and knowledge of nature.
19 plus 2 on perception, so 21.
Alright, so you see women, people with or you see creatures that have the upper torso of a beautiful woman with cat's eyes and sharp fangs, but the bottom half of their body is a lion. And your knowledge nature roll is what?
13.
Yeah, these things are about 6 foot tall, about 8 foot long, about 650 pounds. Like I said, something you know from your childhood. They were said to be protecting the ruins in the deserts. So it's female lion creatures. Tend to attack on sight. So the fact that you see them, you can assume they see you. And you'll know you'll probably need to roll for initiative unless you have some great idea. Only 3 of them.
Because they're 850 pounds.
Yeah,
650.
they're large, the size of a horse-ish size. 650 pounds-ish. Lion ladies.
About 650.
So how far are we from the city?
I mean, you just have to get past these lamias. You're that close. You just have to cross this one small desert stretch. You're less than a day's travel.
Can I do detect alignment to see if there's any good or evil detection?
Yes, you may. You detect evil.
Oh, well.
Oh, yay!
These creatures are evil.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's do this thing.
You just want to ride towards them and try to make them scatter? Do you want to ride towards them and jump off and attack? Do you want to hop off and leave the carriage behind and attack? What's your plan? The driver wants to know.
I'm going to try to ride through them and scatter them a little bit, and then try to fight them, one-on-one style.
So the driver will drive the carriage directly through the middle of them. Do me an intimidation check as you guys ride through these three lamia. You want to have your sword drawn and yelling and stuff?
Yeah, sure, we'll do that.
Do you want to tell the driver to fire his gun one time or anything like that?
Yeah, fire that motherfucker off.
Yeah, he'll bang the shotgun one time.
I am going to get my special bond going, so that's my holy weapon special bond.
That'll work on either one of your weapons now because they're both holy weapons. Because you have an Aurori Temple Sword and now you have the Flail of Aurori as well.
So will it stack?
It won't stack, but you can use it on either weapon.
Okay, because, that's what I have with the companion bond, because instead of having an animal companion, I have...
Yeah, you were bonded to that weapon, but Aurori's giving you a second weapon, so I'm letting you split your bond with either one now. Those are both directly from your god.
Totally intimidation check with that.
Yeah.
And, I've got, I'm going to cast Smite.
So for this round, you ride the carriage through the herd, or through the cult of Lamias, screaming, casting Smite Evil on yourself, waving your sword.
Smite Evil, motherfucker. Yeah, my intimidation was only a 6.
Alright, 6, yeah. Not very intimidating to these things. They're scratching at the side of your cart. They seem intent on toppling it over. So they're now charging the sides of your cart, chasing alongside.
I am going to use a swift action and cast full strength on myself. And I am going to wing my snail flail.
So from atop the carriage, as they're running alongside it, you're just trying to hit them from above?
Yeah, kind of eat their attempt.
Yeah, do it. Smack them while they're trying to claw the side of your carriage.
Yeah, because there two on one side and one on the other side?
Yep,
or what's
correct. There's 2 on the left-hand side, 1 on the right.
I'll smack the left-hand side, the one closest to the driver's side.
Alright, so you reach over the driver and swing your flail. Alright, so right now you're smiting the one on the driver's side.
The attack, can I wait to see what the damage is so I can know if I need to incorporate my displayed strength?
Yeah.
Mythic feat or not?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
use your display of strength whenever you want. Yeah, I don't think it says you have to use it beforehand. If you want to use it as a swift afterwards, I'll let you use a mythic point for it. If you want to add 10 to it.
The holy modifier from my companion thing, this power makes the weapon good allied, bypasses all corresponding damage reduction, deals an extra 2d6 points of damage against all creatures in evil alignment. Let me do my attack roll. I'm going to use a hero point because I got a natural 1.
Alright, hero point to undo a natural 1. So you don't, flail yourself or the driver and fall off the cart.
Do I get a plus 8 on the...
You get a plus 8 on your roll if you use a hero point, correct.
Okay. Roll again, plus 8. So that is going to be on the first attack roll. Okay, so 35 on the first attack.
Yep.
Second attack.
You don't get the plus 8 on this one.
No. This is going to be just a 9 plus 10, so 19.
Just barely a miss.
And I'm going to just do a, well, fuck it, I'll do a display of strength. Why not? Because that'll give me the automatic plus 2 to my strength.
Alright,
so
do it.
That's 1 mythic point out of the 5. So I'm going to use display of strength also on my damage roll. Okay?
Yep. As long as you use another mythic point.
Thank you. So that's 27, and now my damage rolls for my actual damage. So that's 24 damage on the first damage attack roll.
Alright.
second one is only going to be a 7.
So 27, 24, and 7.
Yes.
That's 58 damage, which is enough to severely injure that Lamian. It was going to spring attack, leap up, reach at the top of the buggy towards the driver. Shoots 2 attacks. It's going to be 26 the first time, 24 the second time, which are both hits on this guy. So he's going to take 8, 14 damage, which is enough to make the driver unconscious. So the driver has been cut up by this thing. Is now unconscious, still loosely holding onto the reins, but it's like flopped over and bleeding.
Alright.
This thing's still running beside the car. It only was able to jump up and slash at him, and it's now back down running on the ground beside it. The other two are going to leap up at you. I got a 20 versus your AC, and a 16 from the first one. So I got a 30 and an 11 for the second one.
I get a reflex on the second half of that.
Alright.
The 15.
Alright, so that's 3 hits and 1 half hit. So that's 20. And then half of 5, so we'll say 2, so 22 total damage. Oh, no way, I don't have to make it make anything. You just take 1 point of wisdom damage. So you're going to take 2. You're going to take 1 from each one of them. 1 wisdom drain each. So just minus 2 right now, and then nothing else unless they hit you again.
A full modifier point. Right.
Yep, correct. So the driver's unconscious. This thing's just like barreling towards the city. You're going closer and closer to the city wall, which is not as nice as the fort wall, but is made out of some jungle trees.
I'll do lay on hands then, or cure light wounds would probably work better.
Yeah, either one's fine. Either one would make him conscious again.
So that's going to be an 11.
Alright, so you bring him back up. He now has 9 hit points. So he's conscious again. He's now back up. He grabs the reins. He's back in control of the horses. He swings back around his shotgun. I'll even let him fire off one at the one on his side. That's going to be a hit, probably. Yep, that's a hit versus touch AC. So he weakens the one on the driver's side even more. I'll say it even starts to slow down and is maybe not following the carriage as fast. Now there's only 2 on your side, and the one on that side is kind of slowed down.
Join us for the exciting conclusion of this epic stagecoach battle scene next time on Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater.